Hey guys, how are you? New lesson here. This is three types of ancient Greek columns. Okay, I'm going to show you how to draw them. Types of columns are called orders. So here we go. Here's a finished one. Okay, and these still photos are up on the web. Here, I'm going to start right away so the video is not too long. Remember, you can slow down, stop, or rewind the videos. First thing I want you to write up here is ancient Greece. This is like the title of your drawing. And then I want you to put two dots in there. Column. Remember, there's a silent end in column. Column types. And the fancy name for that is orders. Types of columns are called orders of columns. That's what that means. Then you start like this. You draw a line here. You have to draw a platform. You could not just put columns in the dirt. So here is platform 1. I'm going to do another one. And to be honest with you, the Greek column platforms were curved a little bit to help rainwater run off of them. All right, so there's our base of our fictional temple. The oldest column, Doric, looks like this. All right, gets wider. Ignore that hump. Gets wider at the bottom, smaller at the top, and then its capital, or the top piece, is like this. It looks like a pillow that got squashed. It's almost like an oval, okay? And then they would put a square on top of that. Now what this was is this was not one solid piece of stone. These were stacked up cylinders like this. And they were connected inside with a piece of steel or wood, like a block. So those are called drums, just like a drum in a band, okay? This is called the capital. Both pieces make the capital, okay? This type of column is the oldest one. It's called Doric. Why is it called Doric? Dorians were a type of Greek people. They were like one of the first people in Greece to settle Greece. They came down into Greece from the north, and they started building with these columns. These are from around, I want you to write all this, 700 BC. Doric, I remember it because it's dull. The other ones get fancier. That's your memory device. Doric is dull. Second column, check it out. This one has a base. So you start with a rectangle and cut in. It's like a letter C this way, or like a letter D this way, then you put an oval on top. All right, I'm gonna call that the base. I'm gonna block the camera for a second so I make sure it's symmetrical. These columns were little, what the Greeks would call elegant or graceful. They weren't so stout and fat. They were thinner and a little taller. All right, and these had a really cool scroll on top, like a seashell. Watch this. All right, I like to go up and make a little rectangle here, and then I'm going to make my scroll again. All right, that is pretty fancy, huh? It's got a base, got a fancy capital. Of course, these were still drums in here. Okay, so I want you to label this now. I want you to write base. This is the capital. You don't have to write the word twice if you don't want. Okay, and these were another group of Greek people who lived more on the islands of Greece, more on the east of Greece, the Ionians. So these are called Ionic, okay? And these came about in about 500 BC, which is newer. The smaller the numbers get near the year 0, okay? And are you ready? The last one is the fanciest, okay? And it was developed in a town called, watch this, Corinth, which is a famous Greek city. So they're called Corinthian, okay? And here's my base. These would have a base. Same base as the Ionic. All right? Now, I can't show you on my paper, but an Ionic Corinthian column would be taller and even skinnier. They thought that was really wild. They started building these insanely tall temples with these Corinthian columns. Okay? So imagine if I had a piece of paper that big, this much taller. Okay? It meant if this is 50 feet high, these were about 100 feet high. They were really trying to show off. And they had a special kind of capital. Look at this. It was a plant leaf. Had 1, 2, and then one in the middle. Almost as, I think of it as a person. These are your legs, arms, and your head. Okay? It's like a plant leaf. And then that's on the front. So then you'd have a plant on the side because it's 3-dimensional. Plant on this side. Maybe a plant leaf in here. Okay, and then you put your little rectangle on top, like with this one. And that is the capital of a Corinthian one. And, ooh, the train's coming. I better get off the tracks. It's a special kind of plant. I want you to know this. It's called an acanthus. It grows all over Greece on the ground. It's like a shrub, big leaves. Acanthus leaves. Okay, that's what those are. And now, I'm going to put the drums in here. And I'm going to quickly grab a pencil to show you something. These are, after they got them all stacked up, they would carve channels into them that they call flutes. That way it would hide the drums. You wouldn't be able to see that it was a drum. It would look like one continuous thing. Kind of the genius of it. And they would only do that later, right? You don't do that before you stack them. It would be impossible. Oh, I forgot to put the date. The Corinthian columns, since they're the newest, 400 BC, around the time of Alexander the Great. And there you have it. The 3 orders of Greek columns. Thank you.